So I've been getting a whole heap of questions from you guys about moving to Australia and my story, from visas to cost of living. So today I'm answering your most asked questions about my life down under. From someone who's been through it all, survived it, and has been loving every second of it, let me give you answers to everything that you're curious about. Number one, how did you get to Australia? Now this is a big one because people wonder, how did I come here? Now I came on a student visa. I got a scholarship at UTS. I thought it was a great opportunity, and I had always been curious about Australia because I'm a fan of beaches and good weather. And Sydney just always appealed to me. So I was glad all of that lined up. It was a sweet surprise. It's been a tough journey settling here, because I had never moved out of home, but I took that leap of faith and here I am. But there are tons of other visa options depending on your goals. Student visa is if you really want to study something here that's not available where you are. There's also a working holiday visa that a lot of people come on. So if you're under 35 and want to explore and travel Australia, people from most countries can come here and do that visa. There's also skilled migration visas. So if you have a profession in the demand list, you can apply for that. And my tip is to use the official Home Affairs website, or consider speaking to a migration agent before applying, because it is an important decision and you must do it right. Next question I get asked is, what's the best city to live or study in? And this depends on your vibe. Like I said, Sydney always appealed to me. Sydney's more about stunning beaches, great weather, and expensive lifestyle. I think Melbourne is the classier sister of Sydney, but the younger sister, it will never be able to match up. It's got a lot of artsy culture, good coffee, a lot of events though. It's very fun vibe, but it does have 4 seasons in a day. So Melbourne does offer a lot, and I would completely move there if the weather wasn't so bad and the beaches were a bit better. But personally, I'm a beach girl, and living in Sydney has been amazing with its stunning landscapes. It keeps me alive, and I love going out in the city here, even though it doesn't go as late as Melbourne does. So nightlife is definitely not one of Sydney's strongest suits. Now some of the other popular cities are Brisbane is more affordable, warm all year and laid back, just like the Gold Coast. And Perth is quiet, amazing beaches, but definitely more isolated. You'd be seeing the same people all the time. So I would say choose based on weather, job prospects, and lifestyle. And of course, if you're coming to study, base your decision on the university and what it can offer you. Next is Australia really that expensive? Short answer, yes. Long answer, also yes. But it depends on your lifestyle in the city you're in, of course. Sydney and Melbourne, super pricey, especially rent, groceries, public transport, and even coffee can add up. But the salaries will be higher in these metropolitan cities, and you don't have to tip here. So it kind of balances out sometimes. Unless you're addicted to oat mochas like me, then good luck, because coffee is really good here, but it's also really expensive if you love drinking coffee a lot. Next is, what is your job? Well, I am a marketing specialist part-time. At the moment, at least, I've dipped into different areas like entrepreneurship with my social media business. I have done a lot of side hustles that I make videos on. So I kind of do a bit of everything, but I did do a communications degree, so I have progressed in my career in marketing, whilst also doing these side hustles and taking up freelance opportunities, and of course doing things like YouTube. So I'm a creative at heart and get bored pretty easily, so I need all of these things to keep me stimulated. So at the moment, that's where I'm at. I've also published a book, so I have my egg in every basket pretty much. Next question I get asked a lot is, and I've made a whole video on this, is it easy to make friends in Australia? Especially Australian friends. Now, Sydney especially is known to be the worst at making friends, because everyone sticks to their circles because they never moved out of Sydney, because why would you? So it really depends on how proactive you are. Australians are friendly and they have their own circles, but if you're open and put yourself out there, through meetup groups, networking events, and activities around Sydney or your uni, you will be fine. Now, I have made a lot of international friends while I've been here, So it is quite sad, as you'll meet a lot of expats like yourself and they will move away after a certain period of time, but it's still important to be open. I've made friends through Uni Housing, networking events around Sydney, and even Bumble BFF, and I'll make a separate video on that. Now on to what should you pack. Australia has pretty much everything, and I've made a whole video on certain things you can bring, but here's the rundown. Bring a power adapter for Aussie outlets. A light jacket, even in summer, it can get breezy at night. And if you're moving to Melbourne, bring your entire wardrobe pretty much. It's chaotic, and yes, bring your favorite snacks from home because you will miss them. There are international grocery stores here, but they're not everywhere. Now, if you're coming to study, whether you should live in uni housing or a share house, go watch my video on that. It covers pretty much everything. Also my video on how to find accommodation when you first arrive. And now a rapid fire round on a couple other things. Spiders, yes, there are poisonous spiders here, but most of them aren't. And if you're in the wilderness and you see one, they will probably leave you alone, but also don't go looking out and poking around with them. Healthcare is limited for visa holders, but if you have a private cover or Medicare, it's amazing. Jobs are competitive, but they're still possible to achieve with a good resume. I've made a video on resume tips and the best part-time jobs in Australia, so go check that out to gain local experience. Food is multicultural, delicious, and yes, Vegemite is an acquired taste. So that's a wrap on your Australia related questions. If you're thinking about moving here, do it. It's scary at first, but so worth it. I've gone through many hurdles while going through that transition, but I can still sit here and say it's so worth it. Let me know any other questions you have in the comments or on Instagram for a part 2 on this. I'm posting every day on here about Australia related topics like moving here, studying here, working here, and self-development, so follow along and I'll see you next time.